Good morning, class. We have started the chapter Classification of Elements and Periodicity in Properties. In our yesterday's class, we have seen about the periodic laws, and after that, we have seen the periodicity, and we also see what is the cause of periodicity. And I have asked you to draw a diagram for the long form of the modern periodic table. Okay. Now, today you are going to study about that periodic table. Okay. Today you are going to study about that periodic table. So this diagram I have given you for drawing. So I have received few assignment from your side which has got this diagram completed, but most of it I find it incomplete because some of you have not written group numbers, some of you have not written periods, and you have not classified into the block, S block, P block, D block element like that. Okay, so you please do it whatever I said. Now this is the modern periodic table. Now in this table we have got horizontal rows, like this, and vertical columns like this. Okay, now the horizontal rows in the periodic table are called as periods, and there are 7 periods. We can see. And the vertical columns, these are the vertical columns in the periodic table, they are known as groups. Now there are 18 groups ranging from 1 to 18. Okay, so in the modern periodic table we have got 7 periods and 18 groups. Okay, now in this there are some important groups that we need to know. Say for example group 1, this one. Okay, group 1 is known as alkali metal. They are known as alkali metals. The reason is that these metals form alkali or strong base like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Okay, so they are called as alkali metals. So starting with lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, they are known as alkali metals. Next we have got group 2 metals. Group 2 metals are known as alkaline earth metals. They are known as alkaline earth metals as they form weak alkalis or weak base. Okay, say for example magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide. Okay, so this is group 2. Now this 1 and 2, they belong to S block element. S block element, as we have already studied about in our previous classes in the structure of atom, S orbital, P orbital, D orbital and F orbital. Now these two, group 1 and 2, they are called as S block element. The reason is that when you write down the electronic configuration of this element, the last electron will go into S orbital. So that's why it has been placed into S block element. Now after that we need to know about this group 17 element. Okay, group 17 element, they are called as halogens. Okay, they are called as halogens, and the elements are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Astatine is a radioactive halogen. They are called as halogens because halogen means sea salt producer, because they produce salt. Okay, next the group 18. Group 18 is also known as inert gas or noble gas, or we also call it a group 0 elements. Okay, now in this we have got helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Okay, now they are inert gases because they have got stable electronic configuration. They have got 8 electrons in the outermost shell, except the first one, that is helium, only contains 2 electrons. Okay, so these are the important groups. Now over here, from group 3, that is from group 3 to group 12, they are classified as transition metals. Okay, so we have classified the elements or metals into three types. One is representative elements here and here. Okay, S block and this P block, they are called representative elements because over here the electrons in the atoms are added according to the normal rules. Okay, they fill up the orbitals according to the normal rules. Now in from group 13 to group 12, they are called as transition metals. The reason is that in this the metals will have a transition or change from metals to non-metals. Okay, they are known as transition elements. And from group 3 to group 12, if you write down the electronic configuration, you'll find that all the electrons in the last orbital will go into d orbital. Because of that, they are placed in d block elements. Okay, similarly, this is p block element. When you write down the electronic configuration of these elements, the last electron will go into p orbital, so p block element. And last one is noble gases. Next, that is about the general idea about the groups. Now we have got 7 periods. Now the first period contains only 2 elements, that is hydrogen and helium, so they are known as shortest period because they have got only 2 elements. Next is period 2. They are known as short period as they contain 8 elements. Group period 3 also, they are known as short elements as they contain 8 elements. Period 4 and 5, they are called as long period as they contain 18 elements. They contains 18 elements. And group 6 and 7, they are called as longest period as they contain 32 elements. And over here from 57 to 71, if you see, then these elements are placed below. Okay, are placed below, that is 57 starting with lanthanum and ending with lutetium. Okay, 71. Similarly, in the 7th period, actinide series we call 89 to 103 are placed over here. Now these elements are belongs to F block elements. Okay, F block elements, and they are also known as inner transition metals because they are in between the transition elements. Okay, the first one the first one is called lanthanide series, and the down one is called actinide series. Okay, so this about the, we can say, periods. Okay, now this is about the general idea about the periodic table, how to study about it. Okay, now today's assignment. The first is, what are groups and periods? Question number 2, how many groups and periods are there in a modern periodic table? Question number 3, what are the following groups also known as? Name all the elements present in that group. Group 1, group 2, group 3, group 17, group 18. Okay, group 1, group 2, group 3. Okay, and question number 4 is, define the following terms with few examples: representative elements, transition elements, and inner transition elements. Group 3, remember that it belongs to transition elements. Okay, it belongs to transition elements. So complete this assignment and send it in my mail. Okay.